Have you ever wondered what it's like to wake up every morning to turquoise waters, year-round tropical weather, and a cost of living that makes your Western salary stretch like never before? Well, buckle up because I'm about to take you inside the reality of expat life in Mauritius. And trust me, it's not all Instagram-worthy sunsets and beach picnics. I've been living in this Indian Ocean paradise for 3 years now, and let me tell you something that might shock you. While everyone back home thinks I'm living in some luxury resort fantasy, the truth about expat life here is far more complex and fascinating than you'd imagine. Today we're diving deep into what it really means to call Mauritius home as a foreigner. From the bureaucratic maze that'll test your patience to the cultural discoveries that'll blow your mind, I'm sharing everything I wish someone had told me before I made the leap. Let's start with the visa situation in Mauritius. It isn't as straightforward as those expat blogs make it seem. Sure, they have attractive schemes like the premium visa and occupation permit, but navigating the actual process feels like solving a puzzle where someone keeps changing the pieces. I remember spending my first month here running between government offices, each one sending me to another department with a slightly different form. The premium visa, which allows you to live here for up to 10 years, sounds amazing on paper. But the reality involves mountains of paperwork, bank statements that need apostille certification, and waiting periods that can stretch your patience thin. Here's what really caught me off guard, though. The local bureaucracy operates on what I call island time. Deadlines are more like gentle suggestions, and that 3-week processing time they quoted you? Add another month, just to be safe. But here's the plot twist. Once you understand this rhythm and stop fighting it, life becomes infinitely more peaceful. Now let's talk money, because this is where Mauritius gets really interesting. Your Western salary can go incredibly far here, but not in the ways you might expect. Housing is where you'll see the biggest difference. I'm renting a 3-bedroom villa with a garden and pool view for less than what I paid for a 1-bedroom apartment in London. But here's the catch that nobody warns you about. Imported goods are expensive, really expensive. That laptop you're eyeing costs almost double what you'd pay back home. Your favourite breakfast cereal? Prepare to pay premium prices or learn to love local alternatives. The key is shifting your lifestyle to embrace local products and services, which honestly leads to some amazing discoveries. Local produce is incredibly affordable and fresh. I'm talking about mangoes that cost pocket change, fresh seafood caught that morning, and vegetables that taste like they should. Your grocery bill will plummet if you shop like a local rather than trying to recreate your Western shopping list. Transportation is another area where costs surprise you. Owning a car is expensive due to import duties, but the public bus system is incredibly affordable and surprisingly comprehensive. I've discovered parts of the island I never would have seen if I'd just stayed in my expat bubble with a private car. Speaking of expat bubbles, let's address the social dynamics that can make or break your experience here. Mauritius has a well-established expat community, particularly around areas like Baie and Flac. It's tempting to stick with other foreigners who speak your language and share similar experiences. But here's where the real magic happens. When you start connecting with local Mauritian families and communities, the warmth and hospitality here is genuinely extraordinary. I've been invited to family celebrations, taught traditional cooking techniques, and included in community events in ways that made me feel truly at home. The cultural aspect is probably the most enriching part of living here. Mauritius is this incredible melting pot where Indian, African, Chinese and European influences blend seamlessly. You'll find Hindu temples next to Catholic churches, with Chinese pagodas and Muslim mosques all within walking distance. Religious festivals happen throughout the year, and as an expat, you're often welcome to participate and learn. I remember my first Diwali celebration here. My neighbour invited me to join their family festivities, taught me how to make traditional sweets, and explained the significance behind each ritual. These aren't tourist experiences. These are genuine cultural exchanges that happen when you open yourself to the local way of life. The work culture here moves at a different pace, which can be both refreshing and frustrating, depending on your background. Meetings might start 15 minutes late, deadlines are more flexible, and relationship building is prioritized over aggressive efficiency. If you're coming from a high-pressure Western work environment, this adjustment period is crucial to your happiness here. Healthcare deserves special mention because it's surprisingly good. The public healthcare system is free for residents, and private healthcare is affordable and efficient. I've had medical experiences here that were more pleasant and cost-effective than anything I experienced in more expensive countries. Weather-wise, you're looking at year-round warmth, but don't underestimate the cyclone season from December to April. Your first cyclone warning will be an adventure in itself, stocking up on supplies, securing your property, and experiencing the community spirit that emerges when everyone's hunkering down together. The internet infrastructure is better than you might expect, making remote work entirely feasible. I know digital nomads and remote employees who've made Mauritius their base without any significant connectivity issues. Language-wise, English is widely spoken, but learning some basic French and Creole will transform your experience. Locals appreciate the effort, and you'll find doors opening that remain closed to tourists and expats who don't make that linguistic investment. One aspect that surprised me is the environmental consciousness that's growing here. Beach cleanups, coral reef conservation projects, and sustainable tourism initiatives are becoming more prominent. As an expat, you can contribute meaningfully to preservation efforts while enjoying the natural beauty. The education system offers interesting options if you're moving with children. International schools provide familiar curricula, while local schools offer unique cultural immersion opportunities. Banking and financial services require some adjustment. Opening accounts involves paperwork and waiting periods, but once established, most services function smoothly. International transfers and currency exchange are routine, though you'll want to understand the fee structures. Shopping and lifestyle adaptation become part of your journey. Weekend markets become treasure hunts for fresh produce and local crafts. You'll discover brands and products you've never heard of that become new favourites. The social calendar here revolves around outdoor activities and community events. Beach barbecues, hiking excursions, water sports and cultural festivals replace the indoor entertainment you might be used to. Here's the truth about expat life in Mauritius. It requires flexibility, patience, and genuine openness to change. If you're expecting to transplant your exact Western lifestyle to a tropical setting, you'll be disappointed. But if you're ready to embrace a different pace, build meaningful relationships, and discover new ways of living, Mauritius offers something extraordinary. The bureaucracy will test you, the cultural differences will challenge you, and the slower pace will either frustrate or liberate you. But waking up to that view, being part of this community, and living in this unique corner of the world, that's an experience that changes your perspective on what home really means. So is expat life in Mauritius right for you? That depends entirely on your willingness to adapt, explore, and embrace island life authentically.